this trip I took just a few weeks before the war in the Ukraine. This is Odesa, around 5 o'clock in the morning. I've spent the weekend here, in this vibrant city with all the cool places to visit. And the nightlife is also another level, which made me decide that I want to go back to Odesa, back to the Ukraine. We will see when that will be the case. I didn't fly to Odesa just for the vibrance and the nightlife. I also plan to fly one of the few remaining Antonov 24s that are still in scheduled service in Europe. Motor-Sich is the airline I'm flying today. And Motor-Sich is also an engine manufacturer and maintenance company, which actually may be the reason why there are still Antonov 24s in passenger service in the Ukraine. They are in good hands when it comes to maintenance and know-how. The boat ride to the airport of Odesa took about 20 minutes. Odesa Airport is a small but modern airport that luckily also has a cafe corner in the terminal, offering some caffeine while I wait for the check-in desk to be staffed. My flight today takes me to Kiev, not the main international hub Kiev Boryspil, but to Kiev Zhuliany, the smaller and older airport, which is much closer to downtown Kiev. While we wait, let's check if the flight is going to be on time and which registration I am going to fly today. I see it's going to be Uniform Romeo Bravo X-Ray Charlie, a 48 years old Antonov 24. Check-in finally opened and it's time to get my boarding pass, since Motor-Sich didn't offer any online or mobile option to get it. It didn't take long till boarding started and my excitement level keeps on rising. It has been quite a while since the last time I flew on an Antonov 24 and back then I didn't do any videos yet, only photos. It's a bus ride to the aircraft today and luckily the sun rose just in time for the boarding. I was already worried I get to see the Antonov from the outside only in the darkness of the night. And here it is, the Motor-Sich Antonov 24, ready to take me to Kiev this early and peaceful morning. The cabin has a two-seat configuration, which I find quite convenient as nobody has to be seated in between two other passengers. And maybe you noticed already, there are no overhead lockers on this vintage aircraft, but only open baggage racks. Welcome to the 1970s. The engines are running already and we are good to go shortly for an on-time departure to Kiev. The seats are pretty comfortable, however, I cannot say the same about the legroom. We are taxiing to the runway quite fast, yet it took half an eternity to reach the runway. How can such a fairly small airport have such a long taxi distance? I do believe, however, that we were taxiing all along the runway to the end in order to be able to take off into the opposite direction. Eventually we reached the runway end and a few seconds later the wheels were up. Since this Soviet-built aircraft isn't equipped with the latest cabin technology and features, it still comes with a curtain instead of the usual window blinds. How cozy is that? The in-flight entertainment is limited to these magazines, which in times of COVID is more than expected. Shortly after we reached our cruising altitude, the cabin crew handed out some water. But I first needed to head to the bathroom of this vintage bird, which however was occupied. This gave me the chance to have a look at the built-in air stairs, which makes the Antonov 24 a bit less dependent on ground equipment. Eventually the bathroom cleared up, and now it's my chance to show you a 48 years old aircraft bathroom. I came back to my seat just in time for the next serving. I was handed out this pack of Oreos, which didn't come as a surprise. I have noticed on previous flights within the Ukraine that a lot of sweet stuff is provided. Luckily, sweet stuff is my second name, so I'm happy with this catering today. We are approaching Kiev Zhuliany, but unfortunately the lower layer of clouds prevents me from having a glance at the city. Luckily, a few minutes before touchdown, the sky cleared up and I got a glance at the suburbs of the Ukraine's capital city. There are not many aircraft I can think of where you can actually watch the wheels touching ground from inside the aircraft. I remember that from the Dash 7 and 8 aircraft or the Britten-Norman Islander or Triliner. Again, we have a fairly long taxi to our stand. These long taxiways must be an Ukrainian thing. That was my journey on board the primary reason why I traveled to the Ukraine, the Antonov 24, operated by Motor-Sich Airlines. I hope with this short video I was able to provide a bit of feeling about traveling on this Soviet aircraft. And I truly hope this airline and aircraft will survive this raging war at the time of upload of this video, and may they rise with glory into the future Ukrainian sky, hopefully with me on board. Bye for now, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and see you next time.